Hey, what's up everybody? It's Mike with Innovation REI. Hope everybody's having a good day. I wanted to talk to you guys real quick about self-sabotage. I think it's going to be something very useful for a lot of people to hear. Now, when you say something like self-sabotage, a lot of you might immediately think of extreme situations for people. Examples such as a drug addict or an alcoholic. And this video, we're going to talk about that on a much smaller scale though. Something that might come into play on day-to-day decision making, just actions that you choose to follow through on or not follow through on. We're going to try to understand it a little bit. To do that, the first thing we're going to talk about is the human brain. It's an amazing thing, right? I'm sure you guys know. What's our brain's number one priority? It's survival. It's to keep us alive. That's what it's engineered to do, to keep us out of harm's way, to help make things easy, help us understand things. Of course, that goes into play with life and death situations. But again, for the purpose of this video, we're going to talk about it on smaller scale decision making. Just for an example of self-sabotage on a small scale, something I'm sure we can all relate to. We've all been single at one point in our lives. And I'm sure while we were single, there's been times where we've seen somebody we were very attracted to. And I bet you, more so than not, almost all of us, I'm sure, there's been times where we chose not to approach a person, not to talk to that person, not to ask them out on a date. Let's think about why. So your brain, it understands that rejection and denial, it's not necessarily a fun thing to deal with. So when you see that person, when you're single, your brain is sending signals and it's giving you all, kind of prepping you that things could go wrong, like this could not be the most favorable outcome for yourself. So it's going to send nerves your way. It's going to do things that make you uncomfortable because it's trying to address the issue before it happens, of potential rejection or anything negative. That's what your brain does. The problem in this example is that is a completely irrational fear. It's something you're worried about that you should not be. We all know if you're single and you're looking to date and you see somebody you're attracted to, the only way you're going to get that date is to go up and talk to them and ask them. Really, you can't be in any worse position by doing that, but you can be, you could be in the same position, but the only way you could improve that situation is actually go follow through on your actions and maybe go ask them out. We run into decisions like this all the time where your brain sends some signals of fear. Whether you're not applying for that promotion at work because I'm not going to get that promotion, somebody else is already in line for it, or I'm not qualified. Again, completely irrational. There's no way you can get the job if you don't apply for it. And your only opportunity is to apply for it. So making an excuse not to do so, that's a completely irrational fear, and it's an action. You're taking an action on an irrational fear, which is never really good. Not applying for college because you don't think you'll get accepted, or not applying for the school you want to go to because you don't think you'll get accepted. Things like that. People, believe it or not, we are all making decisions like this every day. And what I don't want to convey is a message that's like a loser's mentality. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it's a human mentality. We all have these fears. Anytime I get ready to do something in business that's going to be a risk, which is almost everything, I get nervous every time. My brain always telling me, oh, this could go wrong, this could go wrong. Are you sure you want to do this? We all go through that. The difference between, I think, people who might be more successful or maybe reaching, the outcomes that they want to in life is they're able to sit back and evaluate those worries, those nerves, those thoughts, and they're able to consciously determine if it's a rational or irrational fear. If I'm getting ready to make a business move and I'm getting a bunch of nervous energy and I'm having a lot of questions, if I sit down and evaluate it and I determine, man, that is pretty risky, there's not a huge reward, then I'm not going to pull the trigger on it. But that's completely different than, hey, I've weighed all the risks, the reward, I think this is a smart decision. If you can cycle through that and pull the trigger in spite of that fear, that's when you're going to start seeing those returns, and that's when you're going to see yourself start to reach maybe some new heights that you didn't previously. So again, don't think that when you have those doubts that there's something wrong or that you can't be successful. We all have those doubts, but you can't allow those thoughts and those fears to sabotage whatever it is, whatever the goal is that you're trying to achieve. You guys always think things through. Always make sure what you're doing is in the best interest of your short-term and long-term plans. And once you realize that it is, you have to fight through those irrational fears. You're going to have to fight your brain a little bit, and you're going to have to just take action and make it work. And the more you do this, the easier it'll get. With that said, you guys go out, do good things, and we will check in with you next time.